ASUS ROG engineer demonstrates DDR5 8800 mounts Gear 2 UDIMM having better performance and latency than 9600 mounts Gear 4 UDIMM. DDR5 Gear 2 performs better than Gear 4 memory settings in both latency and performance departments on Intel Z890 motherboards. High memory frequency with DDR5 UDIMM on Intel and AMD platforms doesn't favor performance or latency. In recent weeks, we have seen a plethora of UDIMMs being launched. Corsair, G.Skill, Colorful, and many more manufacturers introduced their own UDIMM DDR5 memories for Intel's Z890 and AMD X870/X870E platforms that seek to enhance the overall performance of the system. Some overclockers already broke world records by breaking the 10,000 mount S and 12,000 mount S marks, but as we said previously, we are yet to see the real-world impacts of these incredibly high transfer speeds. Fortunately, we did get one from none other than a ROG engineer himself, who tested and compared UDIMMs at different frequencies as well as a UDIMM. The platform used was the ROG Maximus Z890 Apex motherboard, which is a world record holder for the Core Ultra 9285K overclock. With different DRAM frequency ratio, he tested 5 different UDIMM speeds and 1 UDIMM bypassing the CKD on the UDIMM. If you are aware, ASUS Z890 motherboards have set the DRAM frequency ratio to Gear 4 by default or 1:4. This is done to improve the performance out of the box as previously announced by ASUS itself. However, there is an option in the BIOS that lets users change the DDR5 ratio to 1:2, also known as Gear 2. As per the memory-oriented tests, it was found that Gear 2 yielded not only better performance than Gear 4 but also lower latency. UDIMM clocked at 9000 mount S at CL42 with Gear 2, resulting in the highest read-write speeds at a latency of just 76.1 ns. On the other hand, UDIMM clocked at 9600 mount S at CL46 with Gear 4 yielded a bit lower read-write score at a much higher latency of 85.6 ns. The difference in latency is a staggering 12.48%, but what's more surprising is that at DDR5 8800 mount SCL42, without the CKD, the memory performed much better than the Gear 4 9200 CL42 settings, delivering a good 12.2% lower latency and higher read-write performance. This shows that even UDIMMs can easily outperform high-frequency UDIMMs, and it's also clear that the Gear 4 isn't necessarily a better option for performance. ASUS's in-house overclockers, such as SafeDisk, have demoed Gear 2 DDR5 memory speeds up to 9400 mount S, which are possible with the higher-end Z890 motherboards. We don't know if ASUS will revert to Gear 2 settings, but since the results are officially from the company itself, it's possible that ASUS may now recommend putting the DRAM frequency ratio at 1:2.